Hello everybody, welcome back to Pool Pourri, the Lifeguard's niche fragrance review show. And on today's episode, we are back with the trendiest house in all of niche fragrance right now, Toskovat, for their fragrance Anarchist A. Now, Anarchist A was a controversial fragrance when it first came out because of its interesting note breakdown. And I'll speak on that more later. But this was the first fragrance, I believe, other than Inexcusable Evil, that really brought a lot of eyes to Toskovat. Which I'm glad for because Toskovat makes excellent fragrances, but things like this are interesting talking points in the fragrance community, and I think are divisive points between like the normal niche market and like what people call ultra niche. So I'm very, very excited to break this down with you guys with my smell guest, and my smell guest for today's smell test is Tommy Azzolino. Okay, we're here with Tommy. Tommy, are you into fragrances, and if so, what are your favorite kinds?
I'm not really into fragrances, but I mean, I don't know, anything that really smells good.
Okay, so you're not into niche, and this was a fragrance that really made a lot of people scratch their heads. So I'm interested in what you have to think about it. So we're just gonna go straight into a raw smell, and let me know what kind of notes you're picking up.
Perfect, let's do it. Oh yeah, you're right. Definitely is like a raw. I don't know, your description was honestly pretty spot on with this. Yeah, no, it's definitely, I don't know, like kind of raw. I don't know, I'd say kind of bland. Like
bland, interesting.
Yeah, that's just my thoughts. But honestly, your description was probably fit pretty well with what I had to think.
Okay, so getting into the notes of Anarchist, this fragrance was controversial because the release notes claimed that it had notes of priest's clothing, credit cards, plastic bags, among other things. So obviously with Toskovat, they're trying to tell a story based off memories, and I think this is related to religious iconography and modern religious themes. But when you smelled that, did you pick up priest's clothes? Did you pick up any of that kind of idea, or was it just like? Not
really, but honestly, now that you mention it, I could connect that.
Yeah, I think that's the idea with these ultra niche fragrances with these interesting notes. But in my opinion, and I think Toskovat has learned from this fragrance, is that you should let the notes speak for themselves. You shouldn't attach labels that contribute to the story. You should just let the notes tell the story. Because for me, this is just a very strong whiskey fragrance with a little bit of woodiness and like a alcoholic aldehydic kind of thing going on. But I get how you could get those themes out of this fragrance. Like maybe you're in a confessional with a priest who drives a Mercedes to service. But I think Toskovat's really learned from this fragrance, and then letting your notes speak for themselves. And I think it's an interesting fragrance. What do you like that idea of a fragrance like portraying these interesting ideas, not just like of things that smell like this, but like larger themes in society?
Honestly, yeah, I think that's really cool. Other fragrances I've never really seen that often. I think that's like really good idea.
That's cool. Yeah. So, the question with Toskovat is always wearability. I think this isn't an offensive scent. I think you could wear this. What do you think? Do you think you could wear this? It's obviously not like a fresh, spicy designer, but like.
Yeah, you could wear it.
Yeah.
I think some people like it enough where you could wear it.
Yeah. So it is wearable. It's not a traditionally wearable. It's a cold weather fragrance. But yeah, that was Anarchist A by Toskovat. One of the original controversial ultra niche of the modern era, I guess. I would give this maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. I think Toskovat has a lot better stuff to offer, but this was like kind of a jumping off point for that house, and it really got them on the radar, so I understand this importance. What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a 5. I'm not a huge fan, but it's not like great, but it's not like that bad, so I just put it right in the middle. I'd say a 5.
Cool. Yeah, so Anarchist A by Toskovat. Thank you, Tommy, for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
And we'll see you in the next episode of Pool Pourri.